Just now, there has been an important development in Washington that directly affects millions of seniors, disabled Americans, and veterans across the United States. Congress has approved a bill connected to supplemental security income, Social Security disability insurance, and Veterans Affairs benefits, and this update has created a wave of confusion, hope, and concern all at the same time. Many people are hearing headlines that sound urgent and dramatic, but what truly matters is understanding what has actually been approved, what it changes, what it does not change, and how it could affect your monthly income, benefit stability, and financial security going forward. In this update, everything will be explained carefully, calmly, and clearly so that you can understand exactly where things stand right now and what this means for you and your household. Right now, many seniors and disabled Americans are living on fixed incomes that are already stretched thin by rising prices for food, housing, medical care, and everyday essentials. Veterans relying on VA compensation or pension benefits are also feeling the pressure of higher costs while trying to maintain their health and independence. When news breaks that Congress has approved a bill tied to SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits, it naturally creates strong emotional reactions. Some people feel relief and hope, others feel skeptical, and many feel overwhelmed by conflicting information circulating online and through word of mouth. This is why it is so important to slow things down and focus only on verified facts explained in plain language without exaggeration or confusion. The bill that has just been approved by Congress is part of a broader effort to address longstanding issues in federal benefit programs that support low-income seniors, people with disabilities, and veterans. These programs include supplemental security income, which provides monthly support to individuals with very limited income and resources, Social Security disability insurance, which supports workers who became disabled after earning work credits, and Veterans Affairs benefits, which include disability compensation, pensions, and other forms of assistance for those who served. While these programs are separate, they are often discussed together because many households rely on more than one type of benefit, and changes in federal law can affect how these programs interact. One of the most important things to understand right away is that when Congress approves a bill, it does not always mean that immediate payments are sent out or that benefits increase overnight. Legislation often sets new rules, adjusts funding, updates eligibility standards, or directs federal agencies to implement changes over time. In this case, the approved bill focuses on strengthening benefit administration, addressing payment accuracy, and improving long-term stability for programs that millions of Americans depend on every month. These types of changes are not always flashy, but they can have a real impact on how secure and reliable your benefits are in the future. For supplemental security income recipients, this update matters because SSI is one of the most strictly regulated programs in the federal system. SSI payments are affected by income limits, resource limits, and living arrangements, and even small changes in policy can affect eligibility or payment amounts. The approved bill includes provisions that aim to modernize how SSI is managed, reduce unnecessary delays, and improve how information is shared between agencies. This is especially important for seniors and disabled individuals who have struggled with paperwork issues, delayed reviews, or sudden benefit disruptions in the past. For those receiving Social Security disability insurance, the significance of this bill lies in how Congress is addressing workload pressures and administrative backlogs. SSDI recipients often face long wait times for reviews, appeals, and benefit confirmations. When Congress approves funding and administrative reforms related to SSDI, it can help stabilize the system so that monthly payments continue without interruption and eligibility reviews are handled more consistently. While this does not automatically increase SSDI checks, it helps protect the reliability of the program that so many depend on to cover basic living costs. Veterans receiving VA benefits are also affected by this congressional action. VA disability compensation and pension programs are funded and overseen through legislation, and changes approved by Congress can affect processing times, program oversight, and benefit delivery. Many veterans rely on these payments as their primary or only source of income, especially later in life. By approving measures that support VA benefit administration and funding, Congress is aiming to reduce errors, delays, and gaps that have caused stress and financial hardship for veterans in the past. It is also important to understand how this bill fits into the broader financial picture for seniors. Many older adults receive more than one type of benefit, such as Social Security retirement benefits combined with SSI or VA compensation alongside Social Security. When Congress updates laws affecting these programs, it can influence how income is counted, how benefits interact, and how eligibility is reviewed. This is why staying informed is so critical. Even changes that seem small on paper can have real-world consequences for monthly budgets. Another key point that needs to be clearly stated is that this bill does not cancel benefits, eliminate programs, or suddenly disqualify people who are currently eligible. A lot of fear-based rumors tend to spread whenever Congress acts on benefit-related legislation. In reality, approved bills like this are usually designed to keep programs functioning, improve oversight, and ensure long-term sustainability. While reviews and administrative checks may continue, the goal is not to take benefits away from eligible recipients, but to make sure payments are accurate and delivered on time. For seniors who are worried about stimulus-style payments, it is important to be careful with expectations. This bill is not a traditional stimulus check program. It does not authorize one-time emergency payments in the way pandemic relief did. Instead, it focuses on the structure and administration of ongoing benefit programs. That does not mean it lacks value. In fact, stable and predictable monthly income is often more important than one-time payments for older adults planning their expenses month after month. Cost of living pressures remain a major concern for millions of Americans, and Congress is aware of this reality. While this particular bill does not directly set cost of living adjustments, it plays a role in ensuring that programs like SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits remain financially viable and responsive to economic conditions. Stronger program administration helps protect future adjustments and prevents disruptions that could leave seniors without income during critical times. For anyone currently receiving benefits, the most practical takeaway right now is this: continue receiving your payments as usual, keep your information up to date with the appropriate agencies, and be cautious about misinformation. No action is required simply because this bill was approved. There is no special application, no new form that must be submitted immediately, and no sudden change to your monthly deposit schedule based solely on this congressional vote. For those who may be eligible but are not yet receiving benefits, this update is still important. Improvements in administration and funding can make it easier for applications to be processed accurately and fairly. Seniors who delayed applying in the past due to confusion or fear of the system may find that these reforms help create a more stable and predictable process over time. As this legislation moves from approval into implementation, federal agencies such as the Social Security Administration and the Department of Veterans Affairs will be responsible for applying the changes outlined in the bill. This process takes time, and updates are usually rolled out gradually rather than all at once. That is why understanding the difference between legislative approval and real-world implementation is so important. Changes happen step by step, not overnight. This moment is also a reminder of how closely connected policy decisions are to everyday life for seniors and disabled Americans. Monthly benefits are not abstract numbers. They pay for groceries, rent, utilities, prescriptions, and transportation. When Congress acts on laws affecting these programs, the effects reach directly into households across the country. Staying informed helps protect your financial security and reduces unnecessary stress caused by rumors or misleading headlines. As this congressional approval moves forward, it is important to slow down and look carefully at how supplemental security income fits into the overall picture. SSI is designed for seniors and disabled individuals who have very limited income and resources, and for many people it serves as a financial lifeline rather than a supplement. Because SSI payments are modest, even small administrative disruptions can create serious hardship. One of the core goals of the newly approved bill is to reduce these disruptions by improving how eligibility reviews are handled and how information is verified. Over the years, many recipients have experienced sudden pauses or reductions due to paperwork issues rather than actual ineligibility. The changes approved by Congress are intended to reduce these types of errors and create a more predictable experience for those who depend on SSI each month. For seniors living alone on SSI, predictability matters just as much as the dollar amount itself. When payments arrive on time and without unexpected interruptions, it becomes easier to plan for rent, utilities, food, and medication. While this bill does not dramatically raise SSI payment amounts on its own, it strengthens the framework that protects those payments. That protection becomes especially important during times of inflation, when every dollar has to stretch further than before. A stable system helps ensure that cost of living adjustments, when they occur, can be applied smoothly and without unnecessary delays. Social Security disability insurance recipients are also directly affected by the changes Congress has approved. SSDI is based on a person's work history and contributions to the Social Security system, and once someone qualifies, they often rely on these payments for many years. One of the biggest concerns for SSDI recipients has been the review process, which can feel confusing and intimidating, especially for older adults with serious health conditions. The approved legislation addresses administrative bottlenecks that have slowed reviews and appeals, creating long periods of uncertainty for beneficiaries. By allocating resources and clarifying procedures, Congress is aiming to reduce stress and prevent eligible individuals from being caught in extended review cycles. For many SSDI recipients approaching retirement age, there is also concern about how disability benefits transition into retirement benefits. While this bill does not change the basic structure of that transition, it reinforces continuity within the Social Security system. That continuity matters because it ensures that individuals do not face gaps in income simply because they have reached a certain age milestone. Stability in SSDI administration helps protect seniors during this transition period, when financial predictability is especially important. Veterans receiving VA benefits face a different set of challenges, but the underlying need for reliability is the same. VA disability compensation and pensions are earned benefits based on service and sacrifice, yet administrative delays and backlogs have caused frustration and hardship for many veterans over the years. The bill approved by Congress includes measures that support staffing, processing systems, and oversight within the Department of Veterans Affairs. These changes are meant to reduce errors, shorten wait times, and ensure that veterans receive the benefits they are entitled to without unnecessary obstacles. For older veterans, VA benefits are often closely tied to healthcare access and long-term financial planning. When compensation or pension payments are delayed or questioned, it can disrupt medical treatment, housing stability, and overall well-being. By strengthening the administrative foundation of VA programs, Congress is working to prevent these disruptions and improve consistency across the system. While the effects may not be immediately visible, they can significantly improve day-to-day stability over time. Another important aspect of this bill is how it supports coordination between different federal agencies. Many seniors receive benefits from more than one program, and poor communication between agencies has historically caused confusion and mistakes. Income reported to one agency may not match records held by another, triggering unnecessary reviews or payment adjustments. The approved legislation promotes better data sharing and clearer guidelines so that beneficiaries are not unfairly penalized due to administrative mismatches. This is especially helpful for individuals who receive a combination of SSI, Social Security, and VA benefits. Inflation remains one of the most pressing concerns for seniors across the country. Rising costs for groceries, housing, insurance, and medical care have made fixed incomes feel more fragile than ever. While this bill does not directly introduce a new stimulus payment or emergency cash program, it plays a role in preserving the systems that deliver monthly income. Stronger systems help ensure that cost of living adjustments, when applied, are not delayed or disrupted by administrative problems. Over time, that reliability becomes a form of protection against economic uncertainty. There is also a psychological component to benefit stability that should not be overlooked. Constant worry about whether payments will arrive, whether eligibility will be questioned, or whether paperwork errors will cause problems can take a serious toll on mental health. For seniors and disabled individuals, reducing that stress is just as important as maintaining the payments themselves. The reforms included in this bill aim to reduce unnecessary anxiety by creating clearer processes and more consistent communication within benefit programs. It is important to address misinformation directly and calmly. Claims that this bill instantly increases all SSI, SSDI, or VA payments are not accurate. Claims that it creates a brand new stimulus check for everyone are also misleading. At the same time, claims that it cuts benefits or removes eligibility are equally incorrect. The reality sits in the middle. This legislation focuses on strengthening, stabilizing, and improving how existing benefits are managed so that eligible individuals can rely on them with greater confidence. For seniors who help care for spouses, adult children, or grandchildren, benefit stability affects entire households. When income is predictable, caregiving decisions become easier to manage. When income is uncertain, stress spreads throughout the family. The long-term value of administrative reforms lies in their ability to create a more dependable foundation for these families, even if the changes are not immediately visible on a monthly statement. Looking ahead, implementation will be gradual. Federal agencies must translate the language of the bill into updated procedures, staffing decisions, and system improvements. This process takes time, and results may appear slowly rather than all at once. That is normal for legislation of this scale. What matters is that the direction has been set towards stability, accuracy, and continuity for programs that millions of Americans rely on. During this transition period, the most important thing for beneficiaries is to remain steady. Continue managing benefits as usual, report required changes accurately, and avoid reacting to sensational claims. Sudden decisions based on incomplete information can cause unnecessary stress or mistakes. A calm and informed approach is always the safest path when it comes to federal benefits. As we move forward, the next section will focus on how seniors can protect their benefits during this period of change, what to realistically expect in the months ahead, and how to stay financially prepared without panic or confusion. Understanding these practical steps helps turn policy changes into personal peace of mind.